Rachel Reeves is a name that continues to rise in the world of politics and leadership, not just in the United Kingdom, but globally. Known for her intellect, her dedication to public service, and her historic role in shaping Britain's economic future, Rachel has become a symbol of strong, thoughtful leadership. Her journey is both inspiring and significant, especially in a time when more women are stepping into spaces traditionally dominated by men. Born on February 13, 1979, in Lewisham, South London, Rachel grew up in a household that valued education and public service. Her mother was a teacher and her father was a local government worker. From an early age, Rachel was driven by a desire to understand how systems worked, especially economic ones. She showed a keen interest in numbers and patterns, something that would later define her career. She attended Keytor Park School for Girls and excelled academically, eventually winning a place at New College, Oxford, where she studied philosophy, politics, and economics, a course famously associated with many British politicians. Her time at Oxford was followed by a master's degree in economics from the London School of Economics. She wasn't just studying theories, she was preparing herself to understand and influence the real-world economy. Rachel began her professional life at the Bank of England and later worked at the British Embassy in Washington, D.C., as an economist. This gave her a front-row seat to international finance and policy-making, allowing her to build an impressive foundation before stepping into the world of politics. Her grasp on economic issues quickly became one of her strongest assets. In 2010, Rachel Reeves entered the House of Commons as the Labour Member of Parliament for Leeds West. She brought with her a different voice, an economic expert who wasn't just talking politics but someone who could deeply understand budgets, forecasts, and fiscal strategies. It didn't take long before she was noticed for her clarity, competence, and calm command of complex issues. As she took on roles like Shadow Chief Secretary to the Treasury and later Shadow Secretary of State for Work and Pensions, Rachel built a reputation as one of Labour's most capable figures. Her speeches were never about drama or noise, they were about substance. She explained things in a way the public could understand, and she did so with a calm authority that gained respect across the political spectrum. But Rachel's impact became even more significant in 2021 when she was appointed the Shadow Chancellor of the Exchequer, essentially, the chief spokesperson for the economy in the opposition party. This made her the first woman to hold that role for the Labour Party. It was a powerful moment, not just for Rachel, but for British politics as a whole. In a field often seen as dominated by men in suits and spreadsheets, here was a woman with just as much, if not more, economic knowledge and insight than anyone else in the room. In this role, Rachel has been crystal clear, she wants an economy that works for everyone. She has emphasized green investment, job creation, and responsible budgeting. She speaks often about the importance of long-term thinking, not just quick fixes. Her voice has become especially important in times of financial uncertainty, when the public needs leadership they can trust. What makes Rachel Reeves particularly special is her mix of intellectual depth and approachability. She doesn't speak over people, she speaks to them. She understands that behind every economic statistic is a family trying to make ends meet, a small business owner trying to survive, or a student worrying about their future. Rachel also represents something bigger. She is part of a new generation of leaders who believe that empathy, intelligence, and transparency should be at the core of politics. She is an example for girls and young women who are interested in economics or politics but may feel intimidated by those spaces. Rachel shows that you can be thoughtful and still be powerful. You can be kind and still be strong. Outside of politics, Rachel is also a published author. Her book, Women of Westminster, The MPs Who Changed Politics, is a passionate tribute to the women who have helped shape British democracy. In writing that book, she reminded the world that progress is built by those who dare to lead, and that the story of women in power is still being written today. Rachel's work is far from over. As political tides shift and Britain faces new challenges, her role will likely continue to grow. There is growing speculation that if the Labour Party wins the next general election, she could become the UK's first female Chancellor of the Exchequer, a historic milestone that would mark a turning point in the country's political and economic story. Rachel Reeves is not just a politician. She's an economist with a mission, a leader with heart, and a woman who is proving that thoughtful leadership is what the world needs right now. Her story isn't just about breaking glass ceilings, it's about building new foundations. To anyone watching who dreams of making a difference, whether it's in politics, economics, or any field that feels challenging, Rachel's story is your reminder that with preparation, determination, and courage, anything is possible. Rachel's journey hasn't been without challenges. Like many women in politics, she has faced skepticism, criticism, and the constant pressure to prove herself in rooms where few women have historically been allowed to lead. But what sets her apart is how she responds, not with noise, not with drama, but with action and results. She has often spoken about the balance she tries to maintain, being a public figure while also staying grounded in her personal life. Rachel is known to be private, choosing to focus her public image on her work and values, rather than trying to fit into a media mold. That quiet strength, her ability to focus on the mission and not the spotlight, is one of her greatest assets. In today's world, where headlines can change in seconds, Rachel stands as a reminder that substance still matters. One of the most defining aspects of Rachel Reeves' career is her belief in responsible leadership. She consistently advocates for policies that are ambitious, but also achievable. She believes in investing in the future, through education, green energy, and innovation, but also insists that every pound spent should deliver value. That balance, between vision and responsibility, is a rare trait and one that has earned her trust even among political opponents. She's also committed to reforming how the government works, calling for greater accountability, transparency, and planning. To Rachel, leadership isn't just about responding to crises, it's about preventing them. It's about being prepared. Her approach has earned praise not just in political circles, but among economists, business leaders, and ordinary citizens who are tired of short-term thinking and empty promises. What makes Rachel's story especially powerful is how relatable it feels. She didn't come from privilege or elite power circles. She came from a regular working-class family, studied hard, worked harder, and built her credibility brick by brick. Her story shows that you don't have to shout the loudest to be heard. You just have to speak the truth, do the work, and stay focused. And now, as she continues to shape labor's economic vision, she's doing something even bigger. She's helping redefine what leadership can look like. More than just managing finances, she's shaping the conversation about fairness, sustainability, and the kind of future people want to live in. She's showing that economic policy isn't just about graphs and spreadsheets, it's about people. About jobs. About families. About building a country that gives everyone a chance to succeed. Rachel Reeves reminds us that real change doesn't always come in one big moment. Sometimes it comes in steady, determined steps. In late nights spent studying numbers. In honest conversations with voters. In the quiet confidence of someone who knows what she's doing, and why it matters. She is part of a larger movement, a global wave of women who are changing the rules, bringing fresh ideas, and refusing to accept the status quo. She belongs to a generation of leaders who see strength not just in power, but in principle. Not just in ambition, but in action. As young people look around the world and wonder where leadership is going, Rachel Reeves offers an answer. Leadership is becoming more thoughtful, more informed, more inclusive, and more determined to build something better, not just for today, but for the generations to come. So whether you're dreaming of becoming an economist, a policymaker, a leader, or simply someone who makes a difference in your community, let Rachel's story inspire you. Let it remind you that knowledge is power, that preparation matters, and that the world is hungry for leaders who not only speak, but truly understand what they're saying. The world needs more Rachel Reeves. More thinkers. More listeners. More builders. And who knows? Maybe you're next. Thank you for watching. If Rachel Reeves' story inspired you, give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories about the powerful women shaping our world. Because every story told here is not just about the past or the present, it's a spark for the future. Until next time, keep believing, keep learning, and keep rising.